Welcome back to another Power Hour Speed, Clean, Tidy and Reset with me. My name is Rhiannan Morgan. Everyone calls me Rhi. Hello. Thanks for joining me while I take an hour out of my time to tidy up the big old mess I made. Let me explain. I also have another channel, a travel channel, and we're about to go on a Disney cruise, and I've just filmed a haul video, and I'm totally incapable of filming videos where I try things on and stuff without making all this mess. So we've got to clear up all that because I cannot leave my living room like that. Plus we've got more cleaning and tidying to do. We're going to put on my Skechers. These are ones, I have a couple of pairs, and after they come out of the washing machine, before I wear them outside, they become like my super shoes. And if I click my heels together 3 times, I hope it'll do the cleaning for me. It doesn't, but I feel like they're my go faster shoes. We're now going to stick one of my little pink earbuds into my ear. I only use one at a time so I can listen out for the children or the door or traffic if I'm walking around. And also then I can switch them when one goes flat, and then I can listen to something like a podcast. I have a podcast. You can listen to my podcast. I am not listening to my own podcast. I'm listening to an audiobook, sometimes music, whatever. So we're going to put a load of washing on first. I like doing this because the washing machine is working while we work, and that is multitasking, okay? So I know washing is not the focus of today's Speed Clean as such, but I always feel it's helpful to do. So I'm going to stick one of the little pod things in, stick in some scent boosters. Are you proud of me? Because I don't think I've ever recorded a voiceover of a Speed Clean and been able to remember that those are called scent boosters. I'm always like, this sprinkly thing, you know what I mean? Like, I can never remember what they're flipping called. Anyway, I find they do make the washing smell just divine. So stick in some of those in. I don't use fabric softener with towel loads because throwback to my cloth nappy days. Shout out in the comments if you're an OG and remember back in the day when I was doing cloth nappies and used to make videos about that. But if you use fabric softener with cloth nappies, they're not as absorbent. So stick that with towels, stick with the rules. By the way, we're just having a moment here for how little washing I have. We've got a new washing machine that is 12 kilos and that load does not need to go on. So we've loaded the machine, but we're going to leave it for later. I think that might be the first time that's ever happened in my entire life. Okay, so first job has got to be tidying up the mess. I do want to get a little bit of cleaning done today, a little bit of sorting, but priority-wise in my head, things have to be tidy first. You can't clean if there is mess. You've got to move the mess and put things away in order to clean. And I'm not sure if it's going to be a loads of cleaning kind of power hour session. I have got a little bit of sorting I want to do too, a little bit of decluttering. We will get to that. It's going to be like a mini project, okay? But first, we've got to put all these things away. Some of these bags live in my office on top of the shelf in there. I actually need to pull all those down and clean that shelf and top of the unit and stuff in there. That's going to have to be another day job. I am using these baskets. I mostly have the much smaller baskets, but I have a handful of these size of baskets. I know my rule since moving to this house is only buy baskets that stack. And in all fairness, I don't think I've even bought any baskets since moving here. I have a lot of baskets. I have these 2 that stack inside themselves and live in the laundry room, and another 2 that size that actually ended up upstairs in the girls' bedrooms in the very bottom of their wardrobe, and they're good for dressing up. And then I have the other smaller baskets, which you'll see in a minute. I'm sure we'll use those at some point. And they stack in the airing cupboard. This is a little bag of Disney ears, so we're going to stick that upstairs. And by the way, something's just popped up on screen to remind me to tell you, if you are a mum like me and you're at the stage where you're like, wow, I'm just feeling so disorganized, especially in the mornings. I just want to get a bit more organized, sort out my morning routine. I've got a free printable for you. If you go to mummyoffour.com/routine, that will help you get organized with your calm start guide and also some morning routine printables for your kiddos. So that's popped up on screen to remind me to tell you about that. There's also a QR code you can scan. So I'm hanging up all these bits and pieces. They need to go back in my wardrobe. I brought them all downstairs. Some of them had been worn, some of them are to be worn, but I had to try them all on for the video. So they've all just got to go away, haven't they? They've got to go away. And all the stuff on the floor was stuff that was like pixie dust stuff. So if you've seen my Disney cruise vlogs before, You will know that we put together pixie dust bags for when we go away and all that stuff. That's why all those sweets and things were there. So let's carry all these bits upstairs. I believe I dumped some stuff on my bed earlier that needs sorting too, that I kind of threw there that we need to deal with. Oh yes, bedding. There we go. Clean bedding also needs sorting and putting away. Okay, so let's hang up some of these dresses. My wardrobe isn't too bad at the moment because I did a seasonal switchover and declutter. So that is in a reasonable state of organization at the moment. I hang things up by section and then within the section by color, just because I can find things. I love doing a seasonal wardrobe switchover because it is currently warm in the UK. Hallelujah. And the last thing I want to see is big, huge, fluffy jumpers. I don't want those in my way. I do not want them clogging up my space. So they are all sorted and packed away and they're under the bed. And we've just got summer stuff out. By the way, if you're not subscribed to the channel, do your girl a solid. Hit the subscribe button because I know from looking at my analytics, over half of you watching these videos are not subscribed. So it does really help to support me if you could just hit that little button. If you want to hit the like button when you're down there, that would be aces. Oh, we talked about the other baskets, didn't we? That's the other side of size of baskets that I have, and they are small-ish and they all slot inside each other. We're going to take these hangers downstairs. They belong in there. We've actually got quite a lot of spare hangers. There was a stage where I thought I was going to have to buy more hangers. Then I had a massive old declutter and freed up loads of hangers. So I mean, obviously we're going to break hangers sometimes, but largely if we're filling up all the hangers, it's probably a time that I need to sort and declutter. So that's the children's Disney Cruise Line ship that I borrowed, sticking that back in their playroom. And now we just need to go and carry on tidying the living room because I've just made so much mess. And honestly, these messes can occur for so many different reasons. If you have children, then they just get toys out randomly, you think, oh, they're being a bit quiet. What's going on? And suddenly you walk in the room and it's like something has exploded and the entire floor is covered. And that's the main reason that we have to do these big tidy ups. But I will own it and just say that I do make these messes, especially when I am doing these kind of projects and filming haul videos. These are shoes that I ordered and they need to be returned to Amazon. One of the sizes, it was really random actually. I got these Skechers wedges and I normally wear a size 6, but I tried a 6 and they were huge. I tried a size 5 and they were wrong too, but the 5.5s were perfect. It's like Goldilocks and the 3 bears, isn't it? Too big, too small, just right. Anyway, so tripod, that's got to go away. I don't use that big tripod much, but when I do, I need to remember to put it away. I actually hide tripods in this cupboard under the boiler because where else are you going to put them? Sometimes it's good to find little hidey holes to cover, put things away. Random tissues and bags and things that need to be put away. And then these ears need to go upstairs. I've got to say, these storage bags are absolutely excellent. And I've been using them loads. I've bought them over and over again for various jobs. And they're good for popping things in the attic. They're good for storing things under the bed. All of the children who have ottoman beds have those bags to store things inside. They're great for the attic, for putting away Christmas decorations, that kind of thing. I'm kind of obsessed. They were also good as costume bags when the girls have been in shows. Now we need to put away all these Loungefly bags that actually live in the children's bedrooms on these little hooks that my husband put up around the tops of their rooms. Am I standing on the chair to reach up and put these bags on hooks that I tell the children they are categorically not allowed to stand on? Yes, but don't tell them, please. And children of mine, if you're watching this cleaning video, why are you watching a cleaning video? This is not a video I'm expecting you to watch. So therefore, fingers crossed, they're not watching and they don't know that I did that very naughty thing and stood on that chair because I asked them not to do that because they will fall and hurt themselves. Okay, so that's the bags in Zara's room. Those are nearly done. I am just about reaching that one. done, sorted. Now we've got a load of bags to put back in Bella's room. By the way, let me know in the comments, are you cleaning and tidying along with me? What project are you currently tackling? Are you having a good old deep clean? Are you doing a tidy? Are you maybe decluttering? I've got a lot of decluttering videos that I've done recently. I actually want to do some more decluttering very, very soon in Bella's room. We need to really pull this room apart, pull out all the boxes. She wants her desk sorted. It's all very exciting. I mean, the actual act of decluttering, being in the midst of it, isn't exciting, but the fact that when it's done and it's finished, that's exciting. So these are the 2 baskets that belong downstairs. I don't actually use these much for going up and down the stairs. I normally use the little ones because they're so much easy to manage, especially with one hand. These normally just live here, and I just normally use them for bunging clean washing into that's ready to be sorted. Now, these bits that I filmed in the haul, the pixie dust and stuff, that's a problem for another day. That is some packing that I need to do in a couple of days' time. I do need to go through all these shoes and things by the back door. The children are currently using these towels as sort of picnic blankets, and they just go in that bag. They need to go away, and I need to sort through these shoes. Look how many pairs of shoes are by the back door. Now, these are just the shoes by the back door. There's also shoes in the big shoe drawer pulley outy thing in the hall. By the way, there's a little thing that's popped up on screen to invite you to join my Organised Life Club. I would love it if you would come and join me in there. It is free to join. There is a forever free tier if that is what you want. But if you want to upgrade to the paid membership, every month we do a planning party where we plan out our months together. We hold each other accountable. There's a workshop to help you improve your routines, get more organized. There's printables to help you just get your life together the way they've helped me. Right now, what we need to do though is get this drawer together, because at the moment it's warm enough for me to be wearing vest tops, and yet we still have fluffy boots. They're not actually Ugg boots, they're that kind of style, but the girls call them muffin boots. Do not ask me why they call them muffin boots. I don't know. Do not ask me why in the month of May, nearly June, at the time of filming this, those muffin boots are still in the drawer of the current shoes, because they shouldn't be. I am now trying to sort out which shoes definitely fit. They're going to go back in when I've cleaned the drawer, and which shoes are like, children, when you get home, please try these on your feet. These are the little tub things. They're absolutely stinking licks. We're just going to bash some of the mud outside, bash, and get rid of that mud. And then we can just clean these properly and then put the shoes obviously back in, but only shoes that are current footwear appropriate, seasonal appropriate for the warm weather, as in not winter boots, and also B, shoes that actually fit the children, because if there are shoes that are not appropriate for wearing and are never going to fit them again, they do not belong in the house, let alone in the current footwear drawer. Having those little tubs to sort the shoes into, by the way, does make this job a lot easier, because you can just take things out and sort them and clean them much easier. Otherwise, all of that muck would have been stuck in the bottom of the drawer, just a lot more faff. And also it helps to act like a drawer divider, so that it's easier to put, say, one person's shoes in one box and another person in others. So yeah, just using baskets at the moment. Again, baskets are one of my favorite tools for organizing, sorting, cleaning, tidying, using them to move things from room to room, but also for categorizing. So at the moment, I've got one basket of shoes that want to go back into the drawer, and another basket of shoes that I need to say, hey, children of mine, please try these on your feet and see if they fit you. By the way, we're now at the stage where these flip-flops, I've got quite a lot of them, but both William and Bella are the same size in me as flip-flops. So Will's got exactly the same size feet as me at the moment, and Bella has got slightly smaller feet than me, but I think these flip-flops are like a size 5 to 6. So the reason so many pairs of them are by the back door is they just keep grabbing them because anyone can wear them, because they all fit everyone. Will's got his own. He's got like Star Warsy ones. But Bella can just basically wear any of mine. Look at those. They do not belong in the current drawer. They're going. Let me know in the comments, by the way, have you still got wintry stuff? If you're watching in real time and it's summery, have you still got wintry stuff in your way? And have you got somewhere you can hide some of it away out of the way to free up more of your sort of usable space in your home? Because whenever we do that, it makes things so much easier. This drawer sometimes gets so stuffed you can't close it, and then the children are ramming it shut, and there's shoes falling down the back, and then they can't find their shoes because they've fallen down the back of the drawer, and it's making us late. It's a nightmare. Ultimately, by doing these little tidy and declutter sessions, it makes the drawers easier to close, things easier to find, and it saves time and mental bandwidth in the mornings when everyone is getting stressed out. So those shoes actually need to go away in the cupboard storage. We'll put that in later because we're running out of time now. It's going to be time to go and fetch the children from school very soon. Very quickly, though, I think we'll just clean out this drawer just in the interest of we've done one, so we'll do the other. I think we're going to run out of time to do the last drawer purely because that last drawer, it's got hats and all sorts in it, but it's going to take a bit longer. And like I say, I can't be late to go and get my kiddos from school. And I only have a set amount of time. That's why it's a power hour, not an all-day clean, people. And I think these power hours really have a place. Sometimes I have it in my head that I don't have enough time to declutter and to do my destructive decluttering, which if you see my declutter videos, you know what that is. It's where I tip everything out from a room, and it really makes me do it and see it through because I can't just leave the room with stuff all over the floor. It will be very annoying, and you just, I can't carry on living like that. I'd have to be like, no, I've started this, so I've got to finish it. I put myself in that position, and I do that on purpose to make myself do things because as someone with ADHD, it's very easy to go, bored of this now, and want to walk off, and when you've made a big mess, you can't do that. But equally, as a busy working mum, I know that I don't always have the luxury of the time of having all day to do things. And sometimes these little power hours, while you can think, well, I didn't do that much, it's a lot more than if you didn't do it, isn't it? I mean, what have we done so far? I've tidied up all the mess I made in the lounge. We've had a bit of tidy up in my bedroom, hang all those clothes up. We have sorted that drawer. We sorted the shoes by the back door. These are all little jobs that may seem small and insignificant, but it just tapping away at the jobs around the house sort of keeps things, it just keeps us on top of things, doesn't it? It keeps these little bite-sized jobs and it stops the overwhelm building up. Speaking of build up, that's the drawer I do not have time to tackle right now because, oh my goodness, no, running out of time. So that's the basket of shoes that the kids do need to look at later for me. I can't deal with that, so we're just going to kick that into my office and deal with that later after I've got the children from school. No, not dealing with that now. Let's stack the rest of the baskets and get those out of the way. And I think we probably better vacuum up a bit because I probably made a big old mess in the lounge when I was tipping things out and unboxing things, when I was filming the haul video. And obviously I've tipped shoes all over the haul in the haul. So I filmed the haul and then we cleaned the haul. And that's very confusing because they're totally different words. But yeah, the tipping the shoes out in the haul probably made kind of like shoe crumbs, as in, oh, by the way, I wasn't going to do the skirting boards, but I've got this cloth in my hand. Let's just wipe around the edge and see how gross that is. Quite gross. So we were going to put the cloth in anyway. As it happens, we hadn't put the washing machine on because there wasn't enough of a load. Let's pop this spray away, which is just in this high up cupboard. In the last house, I always had low down cupboards and child locks because obviously my kids were babies. And then we moved to this house. It's like, why don't I just put the stuff that I don't want them having up high out of their way? Why didn't I think of that before? So we just did that when we moved here, and things go inside baskets in the cupboard. So if anything leaks, it's not a problem. So now what we're doing some vacuuming of the rugs. It always astounds me how much muck comes out of a rug. So you can vacuum the top of the rug and you think, oh, that's pretty clean. And then you vacuum the back of the rug and it sort of agitates the dirt out of it. And then you tip it over and you think, oh, look at all the mess now on the floor underneath that rug. So all of that stuff must have been stuck in the fibres of the rug. yuck, 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 yuck. So yeah, that just never ceases to amaze me how that trick kind of works, and especially for the doormats. That's the one that I always find it works most. So yeah, I think one of the biggest struggles I find, talking back to, like circling back around to what we were talking about before, as a mum, in this day and age, so much is expected of us. We're expected to parent like we don't work, and work like we don't have kids, and all the while keeping up this perfectly immaculate home. And it feels very overwhelming, and it feels very unattainable, especially when people don't like showing the reality of the mess and the stuff that doesn't get done on social media. Look at all that gunge that came out that rug, by the way. Wow. Anyway, this is why I think it is important to highlight that there are so many things that we can put in place to make our lives easier. There are so many strategies that we can use to declutter our homes so there's less to have to tidy and there's less to have to clean. There are so many things that we can do to make sure that if we have routines in place, then the mess doesn't build up and we don't feel overwhelmed. Because I have been there. I have been that person thinking, I am never going to get on top of my home. I'm never going to remember everything. I'm never going to be the kind of mum I want to be for my kids, because I can't stay on top of everything. And I feel like I'm letting everyone down and I'm forgetting things. I've been there and it feels horrible. And I'm here to tell you that if we put strategies in place, we can make all this easier and we can make our lives so much easier. But we also need to remember that we only have 24 hours in a day, and some of those we need to sleep for. We need to rest and do all the other things that we're supposed to do. So we also need to let go of perfectionism a little bit, I think, and just think, do you know what? Did I clean my whole house in this power hour? No, I did not. Was there more I would have loved to have done? Yeah, probably. I didn't even finish that drawer. But is beating myself up for that helpful? No, that's not helpful. Instead, I should be like, well done, Rhi. Look at what you did manage to achieve. Look at what you managed to get done today. So what I'd love for you to be able to do is to count your wins today. And for whatever you have managed to do, celebrate that and congratulate yourself. Did you manage to get your children dressed this morning? Well done. Did you manage to feed your children and your family? Well done. Did you manage to put something away that was out of place? There we go. That's a win. Have you managed to clean one thing? Amazing. Two things. Gold star. Just count the wins rather than going, oh, I didn't do this. I didn't get that done. Beat yourselves up. Oh, it's not as clean as this, or it's not as good as that. Let's start being a bit kinder to ourselves and counting our wins for what we did manage to get done. And maybe that's just baby steps. If you have a newborn baby and you have managed to just keep yourself and the baby alive and you have not done any cleaning or tidying, then you are winning, because that's all that can be expected. So we also have to be very kind to ourselves and very aware of the season of life that we're in. And I think it's very easy to look at other people and think, oh, I should be doing that. But actually, we all have different lives, don't we? We all have different levels of support. We all have different, children of different ages with different needs. Everyone's had a different amount of sleep. So we need to stop comparing ourselves, start celebrating ourselves for what we have managed to get done. So I'm right now celebrating that I have not managed to vacuum the whole house, but I have managed to vacuum the bits that I was messing up. This drawer done, 2 out of 3 drawers, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Isn't there a song about that? Didn't get the other drawer done? No, but we got 2 done. Well done, Rhi. And what else have we done? The lounge isn't looking too bad. Oh, hang on, this cushion will look a bit better over there. And if we put that back, there we go. Now the lounge is looking pretty good. Anyway, keep cleaning with me by clicking the video on screen, or join me inside of my Organised Life Club, where we share lots of little hacks to get more organised and support one another. I would love to see you in there. So click over there and